Round 3 of the Motorsport UK Cooper Tires British Rallycross Championship from Lytton. The final for the supercars about to get underway. Enzo Ede, the Belgian driver who has never raced at Lytton before this weekend, is the man on pole position. Liam Duran, who won yesterday's second round, he's on the middle of the front row. And Ollie Bennett, yet to win a British Championship round in the Mini. He is on the outside of row 1, the second row of the grid. 64, Mark Donnelly, the man that won the opening round of the championship here in August, and 6 times British champion Julian Godfrey lining up alongside. And then the third row of the grid will be Tristan Ovenden, all being well, in the Citroën, the multiple Super National champion on his way to the grid. Ollie O'Donovan should be there, and so too should Hal Ridge. They're doing their practice starts, getting to the grid as the marshals say, over here, come on. That's Tristan Ovenden then, making his way up to the line. And he'll be joined by the Bardi Run cars from Tony Bardi's squad of Ollie O'Donovan. And Hal Ridge, the rallycross journalist, started off as a racer, then started writing about it and races occasionally now. There's Ollie O'Donovan, who's had a pretty checkered day with an incident with Julian Godfrey earlier on, but he's made it through from Q3, which is when the incident happened, through the semis and onto the grid. And Hal Ridge is about to join in as well in the Ford Focus. There he is. He's been a bit nervous, and his first outing was marred by an incident. It certainly wasn't his making when the cars tripped over each other and going down towards Chessons earlier on in the day, but the amount of copy that should be generated from his day will be worth reading, that's for sure. So Hal Ridge at the back of the grid, first proper outing in a supercar, in terms of racing at least, rather than just doing a track test. We've got one Mini being retrieved, and once that's out of harm's way, the track will be clear and we'll be good to go racing then for this 6-lap supercar final. Now, the two Audi S1s from the JC Race Technics squad, Enzo Ede and Liam Duran, they've been very, very quick all weekend. Liam, the winner of the final yesterday, he has been pretty dominant all day today, but Enzo Ede is a very competitive driver indeed. What could he do to score a maiden win? And what about Ollie Bennett? If anyone is deserving of a championship win, Ollie Bennett is the man. The final about to get underway, ready to race. Light is on, waiting for the lights to go green. Now, blast off, bad start by Godfrey. Good start by Bennett, better start by Ede. Not a brilliant start by Liam Duran. Bennett goes joker straight away, so does Hal Ridge. And it's Enzo Ede in the race lead with Liam Duran on his tail then as the cars accelerate across the rough section at Chessons Drift for the first time. Enzo Ede leads the way. The Belgian, the former GT champion, is up front with Liam Duran second. And for third place, there's a dive going on behind these two because Ollie O'Donovan is up the inside of parts now. Mark Donnelly. Ollie Bennett fifth then, having got the joker out of the way. The two leading Audis go around the North Bend hairpin together. There's a problem for Tristan Ovenden, who is very slow at the back of the pack, but as the leaders drop downhill for the first time of asking, Enzo Ede leads the way. Can the Belgian score a first win in rallycross by winning the final here? Liam Duran chases after him, and Liam at his flamboyant best is hustling on behind his teammate who gets it wrong and goes sideways and goes too deep into Chessons, and Duran's going to get up the inside and through he will go. That was a mistake from Enzo Ede that left the door open, but he's straight away fighting back. He's on the tail as they drop down to the devil's elbow. Can he find a way through on the inside? Not there, he can't. Duran goes out a little bit wider, but now that he's up front, I think Liam Duran is going to be hard to stop. Turning their way up the hill they go. Enzo Ede does fight back though, has a look on the inside, bit cheeky that. Liam Duran says, oh no you don't, Enzo. We've got a car in the gravel at the devil's elbow. You just saw the smoke on the right hand side of the screen. It's Mark Donnelly, the round 1 winner. There he is, he's out of the race. That could even be an interruption because the rear wheels are pretty close to the edge of the road. Let's see what develops as there. Enzo Ede goes for the joker lap. Yellow flags fly on track. Liam Duran is the man leading the way. And the cars sprint their way then now onto the tarmac once again. Enzo Ede gets through on the traffic, but that car's in a pretty awkward place. The yellow flags fly. Enzo Ede goes past the incident zone. Ollie O'Donovan hanging on to third for the moment ahead of Ollie Bennett. There they are. Liam Duran powering his way downhill into paddock now. Real shame we've got that no overtaking zone, and this is a real battle that Ollie Bennett doesn't want to be having because he served his joker. Ollie O'Donovan has not, so Bennett is being badly delayed with, of course, Enzo Ede having served his joker, getting away from him up the road. O'Donovan now does go joker, which is good news for Bennett. That releases him. as the car are currently on lap number 4. So it's Liam Duran leading Enzo Ede by 4.7 seconds. That's enough to keep Duran in the lead of the race, unless he makes a mistake, unless he loses time somewhere. Enzo Ede seems to be really good when he's up front. When he loses a position, it seems to take just a hint of the sting out of his fight somewhat. So he is still pushing, but now that up the road is Duran, it's perhaps less instinctive for Enzo Ede to really push because he thinks the car's so far away, but he might be able just to benefit on that Joker. We'll wait and see, but he doesn't seem to be quite as energetic as he was early on in that car. Let's see whether or not he is going to be able to benefit, because Duran has just got Joker as Julian Godfrey goes through. Ede is sideways, Duran still leads, but the gap now, you can see it, does look less, of course, now that the Joker situation has worked itself through. With the brakes glowing, then Duran brakes for the devil's elbow. This is lap 5, 1 to go at the end of it. Tristan Uffenden is still limping around with his problems to try and score points, but he's doing his best to keep out of people's way. The leader's coming to the hairpin then. Enzo Ede has certainly not given up from this pursuit of Liam Duran, and now that he's almost behind him again, look, the car seems to pick up its poise. Down to paddock they come, turn right across the loose. Liam Duran looking for 2 out of 2 at his home circuit. Enzo Ede flashes through the chicane in second place, then launches up the curb. It's the last lap into Chessons. Duran wide, Ede sideways and wide, and it's that sideways there, oddly from the circuit racer against the rallycross, that costs him the time. Back onto tarmac, down towards the devil's elbow they come. Ede closing up under braking, but Duran being a bit more conservative, less flamboyant than for much of yesterday. He holds sway as he goes uphill for the last time then, nose to tail almost under braking. It's been a very, very good drive indeed this by Liam Duran, as the cars now swing their way out of the hairpin. He's going to be able to score the race win unless he gets it wrong, coming now through paddock. The checkered flag is at the ready. Liam Duran is sideways. He's done enough to make it 2 out of 2 this weekend. Liam Duran wins round 3 of the British Rallycross Championship. Enzo Ede takes second, and Ollie Bennett again is denied a win. He finishes 3rd, with Ollie O'Donovan coming home for 4th place in the Yellow Fiesta, and 5th is going to be Hal Ridge. A very impressive effort that, ahead of Julian Godfrey, who I know made that dreadful start, but Julian, who has really dominated the British Rallycross scene for so long, comes home in 6th place. With 7th set to go the way of Tristan Uffenden, but he's limping downhill, and it will be some time before he gets to the checkered flag. So Liam Duran, celebrating in style, has done it. That makes it 2 out of 2 for him within the Cooper Tires Motorsport UK British Rallycross Championship this weekend at Lyddon. And certainly the action from the supercars has been fantastic. It's been really good to have that influx of extra drivers, and Enzo Ede particularly has been worth watching. It's a shame perhaps that he's come away empty-handed, but he has certainly proved his ability in rallycross with limited experience, and with Liam Duran taking 2 wins over the weekend, that brings him into the hunt as far as the championship is concerned. Ollie Bennett 3rd then in round 3 of the championship. Enzo Ede is the man that comes home 2nd, but Liam Duran makes it 2 wins out of 2 at Lyddon this weekend. Liam Duran wins round 3 for the supercars in the Cooper Tires Motorsport UK British Rallycross Championship. The round 1 winner, Mark Donnelly, surveys his retirement from the race, the car in the gravel, but Liam Duran has much to celebrate.